The question is that the bill be now read a second time. Dr. Intan?
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, for the opportunity to speak on this bill. Following the Budget 2018 announcement on the imminent goods and services tax increment from the current 7 to 9%, there has been some interest and suggestions on what more the Ministry of Finance can do to make GST collection more robust and equitable. In general, I am supportive of the amendments, which largely are to impose GST on imported services and to facilitate and enhance the powers of the IRS to combat tax evasion and crimes. These are very much welcome, particularly with the rise in the purchase and consumption of products and services through digital means and e-commerce platforms, and the higher potential for tax evasion and cyber-related tax crimes. Nonetheless, I seek some clarifications from the Ministry, and I have one suggestion to offer for consideration for future amendments to the GST Act. First, I would like to seek clarifications on the GST imposed on imported products and services. I am supportive of the changes to impose GST on imported products and services for both B2B and B2C transactions. This will help in creating parity between imported and local products and services. However, may I seek the Ministry's clarification on a few things. First, are all of our current locally provided services and products through digital means or e-commerce platforms, whether B2B or B2C, done by GST-registered entities? 2, what is the number of individuals selling products or services locally through digital means or e-commerce platforms who are not running GST-registered entities? 3, what is the number of local entities selling products or services locally or overseas through digital means or e-commerce platforms which are not GST registered but which are charging local GST on their customers? And 4, are these areas of concern for the Ministry? And if so, how does the Ministry intend to address them? How will the Ministry address GST collection even without evidence of invoices given to the customer, such as through online payments or transfers? Are the above examples of business transactions resulting in any loss of GST revenue? Next, while this round of amendments does not involve differential GST rates, I would like to urge the Ministry to seriously consider imposing differential and higher GST rates specifically for luxury items and certain other items that can have an impact on social behavior. To elaborate, luxury items would include more expensive alcoholic beverages such as wine that costs more than $1,000 a bottle, and also luxury cars that cost more than $160,000 each, for instance. Would the Ministry consider imposing higher GST rates for such luxury items, where the price tiers and corresponding GST rates can be decided through engaging Singaporeans in focus group discussions and eliciting their views? Besides, we have already imposed differential tax rates for housing, for instance, where residences that cost less than $1 million are charged a 3% buyer stamp duty, while those that cost more than $1 million are charged a 4% buyer stamp duty. Hence, it has been done for housing, and can we not extend such differential GST or tax rates to other luxury items too, such as cars, for instance? In addition, there are other items such as alcoholic beverages and tobacco products which can have an impact on social behavior and which can be imposed with differential GST rates. To elaborate, tobacco products such as packed cigarettes can be imposed with a GST rate of 10% at the minimum, while cigars, which are usually consumed by the more affluent, can have a higher GST rate of 12 to 15%, for instance. Likewise, alcoholic beverages can be imposed with a GST rate of 10% at the minimum and gradually increase depending on the alcohol content of the beverage. Again, the price tiers and corresponding GST rates for these tobacco products and alcoholic beverages can be decided through engaging Singaporeans in FGDs and eliciting their views and suggestions. Tobacco products and alcoholic beverages are not daily necessities, and in order to nurture a healthier lifestyle and a more positive social behavior, differential GST rates can be imposed so as to encourage individuals to choose alcoholic beverages with lower alcohol content, for instance, and eventually give up smoking because it would simply be too expensive a habit to have. Mr. Deputy Speaker, notwithstanding the questions I have and the suggestions I've made for further amendments in future, I stand in support of the amendments in its current form.